It actually started with a contractor friend he's done home insulation for years, and we were talking about his dilemma with can lights. And what I found out is that there are over $500 million in the US alone, in fact almost $1 billion in Canada and the US, that are a special problem because they need these large holes of open insulation space around them. So as a result, when they would go to blow in their insulation, they'd have to use cardboard tubes and they'd tape it down. It's quite a challenge to keep the insulation away and create a barrier. And worse yet, when they shot their thermals, the energy loss or gain in the case of summer when heat's coming back in was so extreme that even though they did great insulation work, they still had all these gaping holes that were destroying the project. Starting with just the way it's shaped flat, it packs exceptionally well. It's great for transporting, fits on standard pallets, but for particularly contractors that have them on their trucks, it's really easy to put a couple dozen of these for their job site. Once you get the product, it pops open in seconds, which is a feature that's not only convenient, but what happens as a result is it's exceptionally stable. There are a lot of features inside that don't really show themselves unless you start looking closely. Complete lining of glass. It's not only a thermal issue, but it's a safety issue. It keeps all the heat in a situation where we've got anywhere from 600 to 1,000 degree heat rating. The exterior is actually airtight, but it's also flame retardant, in fact, flame proof. The perimeter around here actually forms a seal, and in one of our videos we show how you can notch it for the brackets. Because of that, even without adhesives, this will sit real firmly on the substrate and give people a good enough seal that if they don't want to do anything but set it on and go, they can put it in seconds and it'll do dramatic improvements. The other issue that's intriguing is the shape of it. You notice it's a large square. There are a lot of reasons for that. One of the reasons is simply to diffuse heat. There's so much heat generated around the can that it has to go somewhere, otherwise it creates a very dangerous situation. The challenge is that once you get to the top of the envelope, which is up here, you want just the opposite. You want that heat to basically not go flying everywhere. You want the exterior unconditioned attic air to not come back into your home. So by taking those same panels and reducing, we get almost no exposure to the top. But what they do as well is they give structural stability to the product so that the more weight that fits on it and the more forces that force down on it, the more it actually strengthens the product. There's another logical thing that happens. Framing is 14.5 inches typically with an opening on 16-inch centers. And as a result of that, almost anyone can put these in, drop them in, and find them fitting. But unlike a circle that suddenly is very difficult to modify, a square is real easy, because if you need to cut it for the 2x4 that's out of place, a simple notch and quick measurement and it fits. The other things that are interesting about this are we have vents. Technically those vents could be covered for some applications. Those particular vents are also protected. So when you're blowing in insulation, these secondary covers not only act for thermal protection, but it also means that when the insulation is being blown in, and this was one of the issues that contractors had with other devices and open tubes, is that now they can blow in their insulation, it sloughs off, and they can instantly finish their project without any issues of migrating insulation into the can. And here's the good news. It's cost effective to the point that even in moderate climates like California, for example, you can get a return on investment in less than a year, in some areas in a matter of weeks, and then go on and enjoy your home for the rest of the time you're in it. It's a passive system that lasts forever.